Alright, this video is, directed mainly towards a theist, because I want to ask a few questions that I'm hoping will get, you being the theist watching this video, thinking, like, where did God come from? Who made him? If no one made him, where did he come from? If he always existed, then how is that possible? Is he one of a kind, or part of a race of gods? Did you ever wonder about that? Does he eat or sleep? If he thinks, then how does he continue to exist without taking in energy? How did he make everything from nothing at the snap of a finger? Where did all the raw material of the universe come from? Why would he bother to make the universe for us, billions of trillions of cubic miles of empty space, if we're to inhabit the tiniest corner of it? I'm hoping that this makes, some kind of sense, but the universe existed for 15 billion years before humans ever arrived. Why did we appear so late? Why would he even bother to make a universe? According to the Bible, God existed in an absolutely empty space, completely alone with nothing at all, for an endless eternity before he made the universe. Can you really believe something like that? How could God allow all the atrocities in the world? How could you allow your own children to die of starvation, disease, and disaster if you could stop it with a mere word? I mean, if you saw your fucking child standing in the street and a car was racing down the road toward him, wouldn't you run out to pull your child to safety? Would you physically hide yourself from your children but then require them to believe in you and love you, or else you're gonna burn in eternal agonizing torture? I mean, why would God even bother to give us this short life at all if we are going to spend an endless eternity somewhere else? Does this make any sense? I mean, I'm really hoping it does, because these are questions that I actually ponder every day. I mean, why would he, who can create and destroy galaxies, desire and need our worship and belief anyway? What does he gain by our groveling? Isn't he supposed to be fucking perfect? Would you require this from your own fucking children? Why would he have to pray? Why would we have to pray? Wouldn't God know already what we need? Why would he save the life of one person who prayed and then let thousands of other people die in an earthquake? Is that fair? I don't think so. Why would fucking God require the torturous death of his only son to save the rest of us? How would one man's death change the fate of billions of others? Many people were crucified in that manner by the Romans. What was so freaking special about that one particular crucifixion? I mean, there are more painful ways to die, like being slowly burned alive. But what was gained? Is mankind any different now than 2,000 years ago? What was sacrificed? How could Jesus being nailed to a piece of wood save humanity? But Jesus knew he wouldn't really die. He came back 3 days later, and he was an immortal God to begin with. So what was sacrificed? If you ask me, it's not a sacrifice if you take it back 3 days later. Also, if Jesus was God, and God is all powerful and could have easily stopped his killers at any time, wouldn't it be more correct to label Jesus' death as a suicide? Why are there so many other savior myths predating Jesus that all appear so similar? With virgin births, disciples, miracles, Last Suppers, crucifixions, and resurrections. There are over, I think, a dozen earlier myths from the Middle East that all fit the pattern of Jesus' life. Did you know about these others? I mean, isn't it more likely that Jesus' life, even if he even lived at all, is a compilation of earlier myths? The last in a string of crucified messiahs? Did you know that even Christian scholars admit that the Gospels were all anonymously written 80 to, I think, 100 years after Jesus' death? And that the names of Mark, Matthew, Luke, and John were attached afterward by the early church? No, I bet you didn't know that, did you? I mean, how could the wildly unbelievable stories of the Bible possibly be true? We are not children. We do not need fairy tales. God seemed to make frequent appearances to the ancient Israelites. So why did he get so shy after the Bible was written? Why did he stop making appearances? Could it possibly be that within the pages of the Bible, is the only place he ever made an appearance? Do you need the Bible and religion in order to be a good, moral, ethical person? Is there any way that you could follow the golden rule without the intolerance, bigotry, fear, and submissiveness that is inspired by the Bible? Free thinkers believe this, In general, the majority of people are good and decent and don't need the fear of hell ingrained in them to do the right thing. I don't need the fear of hell ingrained in me to do the right thing. I get my morals and ethics from my parents, or I make them on my own. I come up with my own values in life. But religion is by far the dominant belief on the planet today. Has the belief in God or gods, heaven and hell, brought an end to murder, cruelty, and injustice in the world? I don't think so. I think it contributes to them. But maybe you should think about this. And while you're thinking about this, you should come to Debate Faith and have a debate with an atheist, or be an atheist that has a debate with a theist on their own. And that is the end of the video.